Well, hello there. Happy Saturday if you're watching me live. Welcome to Travel Marketeering Live. I am your host, Joshua Harrell. If we have not met before, welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you returning, so good to see you. I know it has been a minute. Uh, getting back from WorldVia's World 25 in Richardson, Texas last week. I needed a little bit of time to get ready and a little bit of time to recover, but so glad to be back here with you where I like to spend most of my Saturdays. Now, if you are watching us live, again, welcome, welcome. Please use the chat. I'd love to know where you're watching from. And of course, throughout today's session, if you have any questions, ask the questions, right? Because guess what? Today's session is an ask me anything. It is, I don't have a specific topic that I'm going to dig into, but I know you guys have things that you want to ask about how to market and work with your clients through systems. That's the whole travel marketing way. Like, if you have a system, you can tweak a system. But if you're doing things through inspiration and artistic motivation, you can't sustain that. So, as an entrepreneur, systems are best in so many different areas, but specifically around your travel marketeering. Now, I've been doing marketing and sales and service delivery for a very long time, but I have been in the travel business for about 8 years. And I don't know everything, but I get to work with thousands of agency owners and advisors, and success leaves clues. So last week, I told the group at World 25, I said, I am a clue picker upper. So use me. Ask questions if you've got a challenge with your marketing, with your brand strategy, with how you've structured your service delivery. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now I'm going to pop over to the chat and I'm going to see what's going on over there. See if I've got any TMs because in our community, if you are feeling the vibe, you can shout out a TM for travel marketeering. Another note I'm going to add is for the first time ever, I'm also broadcasting on TikTok Live. So I might be popping over here and looking over at this little window because I thought, hey, why not? Why not? We're going live everywhere else. Might as well do TikTok Live. So, hey, TikTok Live. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. Let me know you're here. We've got Christine, who I got to see last week. Good to see you, Christine. Howdy from Texas. Jennifer, good afternoon from Southwest Florida. Good to see you, Jennifer. TM to you. Angela Williams, hey, hey. Hey, hey, back at ya. Oh, and here's our Erica WorldVia, our Erica Scanelli, the director of member development, the creator of all events, and one of my oracles of travel. She said, "Oh, how I've missed Saturday marketeering. Hi, friends." And you know what? Erica, I appreciate you. You show up on Saturdays. She works so hard all week long, and then she comes in and joins us because she just likes hanging out with us. She is a travel marketeer. Emma, hello from Arapahoe, Nebraska. The lowercase e, all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, where is this magical place, Arapahoe?" I have no idea. Emma, good to see you. Let's see. Hi, Joshua. Greetings from rainy Phoenix. I wasn't expecting that in Phoenix. I just always expect it to be sunny there. CB joining us. Hello from California. Good to see you. Let's see. Jennifer said, "I got your travel marketeering book. Cannot wait to dive into it. It came right before we went to Disney for 10 days, so I'm sure you were not reading it at that time. So glad that you got it. Those of you who want to check out the travel marketeering book, it is available on Amazon or shopworldvia.com. And Stephanie J, hi there, newbie from Middle Tennessee. Well, you are newbies are welcome, oldbies are welcome, everybody's welcome here at Travel Marketeering Live. It is I have found that this community has been so uh, I would say productive, supportive. It has been one of the most enriching things I get to participate in on a regular basis. If you would like to participate in the community, if you besides joining us live, we have got our private Facebook group. All you have to do is go to Facebook and search specifically travel marketeers because there is a travel marketeering Facebook page. That's just a brand page. But if you want to be in the know and part of the community, join the Travel Marketeers private Facebook group. There you can talk to fellow travel marketeers and get inspiration, get ideas, and sometimes just get somebody to weigh in on maybe that new landing page you built, that email that you've created, uh, I don't know, maybe even that social post that you were like, "Oh my gosh, I just can't believe I'm gonna do this social post. I'm not sure if it was good." Join be a part of the community and share that with the community. Now, again, today is an Ask Me Anything. So many of you are new to the travel industry, new to maybe starting your business. Some of you have been doing this for donkey's years, okay? And you all have different things that you are dealing with right now, things that you are trying to make a move on. Let's use this time to talk about those things, okay? What is on your mind right now? What are you trying to accomplish with your business? What's the thing that you have rattling around in the back of your head that you're like, I need a whole weekend to work on this thing. Share it with me. Maybe I can give you a little insight, or maybe I can give you a cheat to get there faster. You never know. I might have some magic up in here, some travel marketing magic that I can share. So drop that down in the comments. And guys, those of you who are joining, I love that you guys are joining us on TikTok. If you are in the travel business and marketing your business, share what your challenges are. I'd love to. I'll do like dual screens here, but all in all, I know everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to build their business. They want to drive leads. And that's what I'm here to help you do. All right, let's see if we've got some questions here. Oh, I don't think we've got questions. I think we've got still people checking in. Let's see. Jennifer said, Stephanie Gather says, Hi from Indianapolis, Indiana. She cannot get chat for some reason. Would you know why she is listening? I don't know, Stephanie, and I'm sorry. I don't know why. I don't know why this happened. Rebecca said, Love your background. Rebecca, if you want this background, you too can have this background. It is available on Amazon. Let me just tell you, if you have, I am broadcasting from my garage, okay? If you need a quick skin for a background, your basement, whatever, look for fabric backgrounds on Amazon because they are stretchy. So I've got these up with push pins. And so you don't have wrinkles, and there's all different types. You could even have it could look like a bookshelf, like you're in a library somewhere. It could look like a window, whatever. But I have found that these fabric backgrounds just work. They're so clean and they're matte, so they don't reflect the light when you're doing broadcasting. Let's see here. People joining getting the book. All right, Emma does have a question for us. Here we go. Emma, I am wondering about landing pages. I hear about them, but how do we utilize them? Ooh, that's a good question, Emma. I am so glad that you asked. People often don't ask, and I am so glad that you did. So let's talk about landing pages. Um, so you have a website. All right. You've got a website and you put pages up there. You've got your contact page, you've got your services page, you've got the about me page. So you've got pages on your website and those are evergreen. You have those live all the time. Okay. But and I'm not gonna get to my butt yet. I always put the butt first. I need to get the more information. So for your website, you have your top navigation, how you get around on the website. If I wanna go to the contact page, I click contact. If I wanna go to the, services page, I click on services, right? So I go through all those different, pages, and I'm able to move back and forth. A landing page is different. Oftentimes, you build it outside on a marketing platform, like we have something called Email Plus, and it serves you with email, broadcast email, as well as landing pages. So you have it built out in another marketing system like that or marketing ecosystem. And the idea with the landing page is you have one call to action, one thing you want them to do. And that could be to buy something, to submit an inquiry, to download something. I mean, it could be something that you're just sending them to the standalone page for information. But for the most part, you're trying to capture an email address. You're trying to get them to submit a form. You're trying to get them to do something. So with a landing page, you it's a one-page system. It's got all the information. You are marketing to them. You are selling to them, but they can't move around. They can't go to a contact page. They can't go to an about. They have to continue to scroll until they finally take that. They make that call to action. So it's a very focused marketing page that you stand up. You can put it on your site, and it can just live out there, and you point people to it from social media, from email. Um, but it for the most part, it's standalone. It's not a part of your web ecosystem. So that's why it's oftentimes in a marketing system where you've got a capture mechanism like capturing email addresses and adding them to your database and being able to send automated emails to them. So that's why you see them in those types of systems, because that's what you're trying to do. But the whole focus is to do one thing. What is the one thing you want them to do? Now in travel, the way that most agencies use them is to set up pages for special group travel. So, maybe this landing page lives for 6 months as you're filling the group, but that's where you put all the information, and that's when you put. Uh, Sorry, that's where you put the information, and that's where you put the how to get started, the contact form, okay? So, that is a great use of a landing page, but then I've also used it, for, lead magnets. So, maybe I have a ebook on how, your family can go to Alaska, and every generation can enjoy Alaska. Maybe you're an Alaska expert. So I've got an ebook that shows you that I'm the expert. I mean, it is proving that I am the expert. And this ebook I promote on social media. Maybe I do paid ads, but I'm constantly pushing people to this ebook. The way that you get the ebook and I get your email address so I can market to you beyond just giving you this ebook is I send you to a landing page where the one call to action is fill out this information, give me your email, and then once you submit it, I'm going to give you the link to this ebook. So that's landing pages are a very focused marketing activity. It is you don't have the it's not just an add-on to your website because you don't want you don't want people clicking away. You want people to, if they land on the page, they can click the button and do the thing that you want them to do, or they can scroll a little bit more. Maybe they need to see some testimonials. Maybe they need to see a video of you talking about whatever the thing is that you're trying to get them to do on the landing page. But that's what a landing page is, and I am so glad that you asked that, Emma, because I I find myself talking about landing pages just I just throw it away because I'm so used to them. It's something I use every single day, but not everybody does. So I am glad that you asked about that. All right, let's see what else we've got. Again, this is an Ask Me Anything, folks. You guys, we can talk about anything travel marketeering related. Okay, let's keep it focused on that. Okay. So Anne said, is the goal to have two separate complete profiles, one for Agent Profiler and one for Advisor Showcase by WorldVia? What should we focus on? Great question. So Anne is talking about Agent Profiler, which is a profile on travelleaders.com, and Advisor Showcase, which is a profile on worldvia.com. Both of these both of these profiles are free for members of WorldVia Travel Network, okay? And they're on websites that get more traffic than most agencies do, okay? So, I would say yes. You want to have 2 complete profiles, and they can be very robust profiles or they can be very narrow profiles, right? But you wanna take advantage of both of those profiles. They are free, so they are something that, not only do you wanna have your own, online presence through your website and social media, but you want to take advantage of these platforms that increase your discoverability, right? So, that there it's just look at it this way. Sorry, I had to backtrack. I'm coming off of a little bit of a cold, guys. So, I don't know if you've ever had that Theraflu head, but I kinda have that really right now. I'm a little bit sensitive and tender. So if I get a little, sidetracked, forgive me. I apologize. But for your online presence, think of your main, like, home base is your website, okay? You own that site. You own, that is your identity, that is your home on the web. And then you have these little satellites outside of it. You've got, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X. You've got the things. You've got a Google My Business profile. Okay, so all these little satellites live around you. Okay, you don't own them. At any time, they could go away. They could go away. So the thing that you own is your home base, right? Then you've got travelleaders.com and worldvia.com, and you've got identities on those sites. So those are behemoths out there in the travel space. So they're getting traffic from people searching travel related content, looking for travel related content. So on social media, you get a mix of everybody in the world, right? On those 2 sites, you're getting people who are just looking for information on travel and hopefully trying to find a travel advisor. So having those profiles out there just help you, increase your discoverability. So you've got social, you've got these I like to call them directory platforms just because they're third party, they're outside of you. They're ways to even build credibility because think about it. You on your website are, of course, talking about you, but these other sites, just by having you on their platform, it's saying, "Hey, this person is a travel expert, and you should talk to them." So I would have 2 complete profiles or I'd have profiles with both of them, and what I would do because your home base needs to be where you're the strongest, right? Like, you need to have that website, be it needs to be the epitome of your brand. On these third-party sites, you can't there's certain things that you can do to make sure your brand comes through, but you're still existing in another environment. So on those platforms, you need to keep them fresh. You need to keep the content interesting. You need to think about these are people who don't know who they are. They didn't type in your name to find you. They found you through being merchandised on this on those sites for people to discover you, right? So think about delivering content that hands down beats everyone else, right? There could be, let's go back to the Alaska example. There could be 13 people that show up in a search for Alaska on either platform, okay? Be the one that showcases their personality, what it's like to work with you, be and what your expertise in that specific area is. Make sure you show that. Show, don't tell. Have photos, have videos, just make sure that you are displaying everything that you are on these platforms because I guarantee you other people are not doing it. So you get to stand out in a crowd, but it's still a smaller crowd than the overall universe of websites. So wow, I really feel like that I got a little passionate about that. I hope you felt that, Anne, because I do mean it. And something that I would say, I don't want you to get in the trap of thinking, "Oh gosh, it's just another platform. I've gotta do all this stuff all over again." And it's just so much work. It is work, but leverage tools like Avia or other AI platforms to put in what you want to say and describe what you want them to build out for you. I want a profile that attracts people to want to talk to me about my expertise in Alaska, right? Um, use those tools to be able to create your content at scale, so you can go live with all these platforms, your social bios, all these things, uh, with minimal effort, but your discerning eye will make it quality, right? Don't you have the ability to fine tune it for each of the platforms, but I would definitely be leveraging AI to help me tell my story. It's the same story, but tell it a little bit different on all the platforms. But ultimately, my home base is where I'm going to give most of my love. All right. Let's go back to the chat here. We've got Carla. Hi from St. Louis, still processing all the great information from World 25. So glad you came, Carla. Yes, it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I can't wait for some of the photos and videos to drop. We'll be dropping those on social media as soon as our videographer and photographer get them done. It was a lot of fun, and those of you who came, Cowboy Joshua, yes, it was a thing. It is a thing. He is a thing. He is a person, but Cowboy Joshua is not in the building today. Um, just regular old Joshua. That's who's here. Let's see. Jamie said, "Good morning, Sir Joshua from freezing Montana this morning." Jamie, I think if you start calling me Sir Joshua, Erica will have beef with you because I don't think she's already had to deal with Jedi Joshua and Cowboy Joshua. I don't know if Sir Joshua is on the menu, the docket. Let's see here. Christine. Oh, I love this. Oh, and guys, I love Christine. So I'm gonna I'm excited about this. So Christine said, I would really like to build a podcast series, but I don't know how to even start. I have a bunch of topics, but I don't really know what to do after. So after you've got the topic, I get it. I get it. Uh, let's talk about this, guys, because I'm telling you, I was definitely late to podcasting. Um, and that was so dumb. I don't know why. It was just it was dumb of me to be late to it because I love to talk. I've got lots of stories to tell. And it has never been easier to create a podcast. So like I don't know why I was late to the game, but let me give you some tips. Again, success leaves clues, and I have collected quite a lot in this area. And I've been able to participate in as a guest on many podcasts. We have had our own. I have had my own. So let me break it down. And this is something that even if you haven't pondered a podcast, hear me out because it's very easy for you to get started. It's not as complicated as it sounds, and it's just one of those ways that you can bring your brand and you bring it to life, but then also let people know who is behind the brand, and that is what is serving so many people right now is if they can actually see who's behind the brand. There's beautiful websites. They all look very, or not all of them, but there's a lot of them that look very corporate in their feel, but they leave you with nothing. They leave you with nothing. And guess what? The people who are traveling today, the 500 million people who are going to join the travel stream in 2026, right? They are that generation, those generations are looking for experiences. So guess who's best to set them up with experiences? Travel advisors. What who is not equipped to give them those experiences are boring websites that that look like there's no human being behind them, okay? So, let's talk about podcasts because it helps you bring your brand to life. First, this is a tip, and I don't like when people talk about, like, they gotta scam the or they gotta trick the algorithm. I always feel like when people say that, I'm like, "Mm, whatever." But there is a trick. Well, a trick. It's a best practice that everyone should follow, and it also makes it a lot easier for you to get started. It sounds a little daunting, but it is something that definitely works. So you launch a website or you launch a podcast, and you can do that several different ways. There are platforms. Podbean is one of them. Podbean. And there is another one that is on the tip of my tongue. But if you look for podcast servers. You'll find quite a few different ones. They're very inexpensive, but the way that I would get started is really look at doing a video podcast. So capture it in video, and then release it as a series on YouTube. Release it as a series on Facebook. Um, that's where I would start because it's the easiest way to get started. And but again, podcasting is not hard. You can even do audio podcasting just from your phone. But the combo of video and audio is working really, really well. So that's the easiest way to get started. But there are these very simple platforms for you to use to get your podcast served up on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all the different platforms. And before I wrap up on podcasting, I will go and look because there's one I'm thinking of that is very inexpensive, and I cannot for the life of me think of what it is. But with podcasting for audio files, you have to have a place where those audio files live. And that is the real service that these companies are providing is this source for your audio files to live, and then they can distribute them out to those different the distribution platforms like iTunes and Spotify and Google Play. So that is why you want a service like that because you have to store that file somewhere. Okay. Again, not expensive. There are expensive options, but to get started, it doesn't need to be expensive. So the tip here, sorry, I got down the technical aspect of it. The tip here is to come up with 16 topics. So essentially 16 episodes. And you might ask me, why 16? Because that is historically that's a good season of an episode of a podcast. So 16 episodes. You want to just map those out, and they don't have to be. Some podcasts are 8 minutes, some are 30, some are an hour and a half. But to get started, don't put an hour and a half on your docket. Say, hey, can I get 10 minutes of content and you're golden, right? Like that just start there. So if you can talk about something for 10 minutes, come up with 16 different topics. And that is enough to get started, but you want to record those again, whether it's video and audio or it's just audio, record all 16 because you want to launch a whole season at a time. Okay, so don't do one episode each week. When you get established, you can definitely do that. But the trick here is the way that the that you can increase your discoverability on these platforms is by how many people listen to your episodes and how many episodes how much of the content they consume in one sitting. Okay. Now, I'm sure there are other metrics, but this is a trick that I heard from somebody who is truly an expert at building podcasts, and this is this is what he applies to everything. He's got an idea for a show. He says, "Hey, can I make at least 16 episodes? If I can, I'm going to record all 16 and then I'm going to put them up on those different on those platforms, and then I'm going to promote that season. So season 1 is live. Tune in because if you get people to listen to more than one episode, then those platforms say, "Oh, you know what? Maybe other people would like this." And then they start recommending it. So it's a nice little system to help you get discovered and build more of your audience. The other thing I like about it is you can get excited about building a podcast and you do one episode. And then how many of us lose steam after we start something like that, or even just live streaming, right? You lose momentum, right? So committing to, let me come up with 16 topics and let me record those. When you are done with it, the only thing you have to do is get that into a distribution platform and then promote it. And then you get to see what's the feedback I'm getting. Like, promote your email list, get people to join your email list, get people to talk to you, uh, find out what they loved about your podcast. Find out what they would love to hear more of. Then that helps you build the second season. But it's you don't have to think about while you're interacting with your audience. You don't have to think about, oh, I've got to get next week's episode out. No, you're building the next season. So season 2 of Christine's podcast is what you're worried about. So I think that's it's a trick, but I think it serves you in multiple ways. And again, I would say even if you are doing the audio version of your podcast, I would record it with your phone, record it with a camera. I would add a video element to increase that audience, the discoverability, right? Because there are people who are going to find your content on YouTube and they're going to connect with you. And then they'll switch over to a podcasting platform to listen to you on their drive. So just make it easy for people to connect with you. However, I will say that, if I don't have to get ready for camera, then maybe I can produce more content. However, you choose to start, the methodology applies. Get going, get smart, get good. Don't overthink it. You will learn by doing. One of the things I learned on my first podcast, which was the Show Up and Shine podcast. So it was more about motivation. I started during the pandemic, and I was doing it for me and some of my team members that I knew were tuning into it. So there was a very specific audience that I was connected to, and that really served me well. I was able to launch 16 episodes, and I had a lot of conviction when I was speaking about my topic. Very motivational, very straight to the core. Um, I had a hard time coming back for a second season because what I was solving, or what I was in at the moment, that caused me that uh, sparked my interest in creating the podcast, was probably a very specific moment in time, and I didn't have it wasn't something that could serve me in all the different iterations of my life. So going back to it, I would say I would have thought about, this is something that I wanted to be a part of my marketing mix, my online presence. So I would have maybe thought about, okay, what's my 16 episodes and what might the next 16 episodes be? Because I did not have enough steam to keep that podcast going. Now, something like travel marketeering, I could talk about travel marketeering all day, every day, all day long, right? Like that is very much me, and it is something that I can create so many different pieces of content because it is me. That's what I feel for travel advisors who have niche experience or a very specialized experience in a type of a way that people travel, not necessarily just product niche, but a way that people travel. And Christine, I know, is one of them. I can listen to Christine talk about travel all day long. She is knowledgeable about so many different types of travel, and she's somebody who has a very she's got a very set perspective on life and travel. That makes a good podcast. Is that gonna be everybody's jam? No, it's not gonna be everybody's jam. This is not everybody's jam. People don't wanna hear me bang on all the time, but some people do, and that's who I'm doing it for. I'm not doing it for the masses. I'm doing it for people who want to tap into this travel marketeering way of life, and that feels good to me, and that's something that I can do forever and a day. Now, after you create the content, which is the hardest part, right? That is the hardest part. Remember, that is how your voice sounds. So don't get overly anxious about that. And if you do video, that is how you look. That is how your hair looked today. That's how your skin looked today. That's you. Capture it, because that is better than you holding it in. You don't wanna hold it in. You gotta let your light shine, and there are people that want to hear what you have to say, and there are people that will benefit from what you have to say. And here's something else. Don't think that you have to be the expert, that there's no one more knowledgeable than you, because I guarantee you, whatever your subject matter is, you know more than the average person. And that's enough, right? Just I think we sometimes get we start to doubt ourselves, and we're like, "Oh, I still need to do more training." Yes, do more training. But what you know right now, what you're passionate about right now is more knowledge than most people have. So, Christine, I hope that helps. I want to before I get off this topic, I want to, and I'm remembering this platform. It's like Lisbon. Hold on a second. Uh, yes, I'm just, doing a little, okay. Okay, here it is, okay? Podbean, which is the one I told you about, Podbean. That's the one that WorldVia uses, and that allows you to have, you can have 1 podcast or you can have multiple podcasts, super easy to use. A lot of expert industry people use Podbean. Another one that I really love, and it really helps with, an audio only or an audio video podcast. There's some great editing tools, and beyond podcasting, it's a great video transcriber, build your descriptions for social media. It's called Riverside. So river and then side, SIDE. Riverside.fm is the website for that. That one is a great one. And the other one, hold on a second, guys. Um, and to get it on the different platforms, um, you you'll have to follow instructions on setting up podcasting accounts. which are free to set up on Spotify and Apple and Google. They are free to set up, but these platforms will help you. Uh, will give you the instructions, but in order to set those up, you need a feed link that you get from these platforms. So Podbean, Riverside.fm, and then Libsyn. It's Libsyn.com. So check those out. They're very affordable. But before you even look at the platforms, I'd come up with what are my 16 topics, and what do what can I record today or this weekend? And you could record all 16 episodes in a weekend. It can happen. It definitely can happen. All right. I hope that was helpful. When you do get a podcast, please go over to the Travel Marketeering Facebook group and share, because I think we all want to see how you're getting on. We'd love to support you, Christine. All right, let's go see what else we've got for this Ask Me Anything. Um, let's see. Okay, let's see here. Erica said, I was chatting marketing playbooks. WorldVia makes some for our members, and I think they're a bit mysterious. Can you explain what they are? And the content is included if you want to create your own. Okay, Erica, thank you for setting me up for this. I love it. I think I know what you want me to talk about. So we create marketing playbooks for our members, and they for us, it's a way for us to take a supplier, a partner, and maybe take a promotion they have, or an itinerary or destination that they have, or property that they have, and we go and grab all their assets. All these brands have great assets that you can use: social media posts, video. They've got all sorts of content, right? So we grab them all together and put them together in a marketing playbook, which is essentially a marketing campaign. And we do it so you don't have to go elsewhere to get things to put the campaign together, but we do it in a way to show you all the different aspects of a marketing campaign. So not only do you have your social media posts, right? Which, if you're a member of WorldVia Travel Network, then you get those loaded into Rallyo, so you can easily distribute them on your social media. We also give you email. Email then is also an email plus, so you're able to distribute quickly that way. And if you don't use email plus and you don't use Rallyo, you can still use all these things, because you have all the assets and the copy there that you can use for those different tactics. But then it also has things like uh, what's a voicemail message you can do? So start dialing for dollars and call your clients. What might you say about this promotion? And the way that we try to do it when we're building the scripts for these things is we try to think about a real human being, right? You're not going to be like, oh, Royal Caribbean has a special, da 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 da. It's this OBC, da 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 da. All the details of the promotion. We try to say, hey, Alice, I was just thinking about you, and I wanted you to know that there is a promotion for a family travel on Royal Caribbean for spring break. And I know that's the trip that you guys always look forward to. I'd love to tell you about it. I'm also going to email you some of the details, but give me a call or text me if you want to talk about it, right? So we try to turn it into real conversation. And it sounds so silly, right? Why do I want a voicemail script? Because when you're dialing for dollars, most of the time people are not going to pick up the phone, right? I mean, it's just not going to happen. So here's a free radio commercial, essentially, that you're delivering to your audience, and it makes a difference. It gives you all these different ways to touch your audience in a way that you can say, I honestly pulled all the levers on a marketing campaign. It's not just one thing. I've done a bunch of things. And by doing it, you'll find what works for you, what you would do more of, what maybe you would do differently next time. But we create these marketing playbooks. There's several, at any given time, we've got several different marketing playbooks out there. And I'm so proud of them, because you have marketers creating those for you, and marketing might not be your thing. So they are creating it for you as if they were doing it for their agency. So it's your marketing team in a PDF that you can get access to. So if you are a member of WorldVia Travel Network, just go into WorldVia Pro, type in marketing playbook, and you'll find all the marketing playbooks that are available right now, with more to come every single month. So, Erica, thank you for setting me up for that. That is a good question, and I'm glad that you made me answer that. All right, let's see here. I think we've got a question here from Jamie. It says, "How can I get more likes at my Facebook page where I'm posting my ads and promos and utilize these socials, Facebook and Instagram the most? I have 1,100 friends on my personal page, so I'm trying to get away from my personal page and get more followers there. Does that make sense?" Jamie, it absolutely makes sense, and I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna just annoy the it's gonna just annoy you. I couldn't think of a better way to say that. Um, I want you to stop focusing on followers. There is a lot of, evidence that the follower is dead, that it is not the metric that you wanna chase. Yes, it does help you, you that audience gets served content when you post it, but for the most part, people are not as, likely to follow people. We're now getting service, and this is where TikTok really changed the game, because TikTok, it doesn't matter if you follow. It's about the type of content you consume, and it's constantly serving content that it thinks is like the content you consume. Okay. So for discoverability, TikTok is amazing. It is absolutely amazing because they perfected that. And if you have not gotten into TikTok, I don't wanna be an evangelist for it, but I'm gonna tell you, it's got me converted. That's where I get my entertainment from, and it's not from the people I follow. It's from people who are creating content on a regular basis, and it matches the type of content that I wanna consume at that moment. That is the coolest thing, is if all of a sudden I'm in a very leadership focused mood, I'm getting all this leadership content, and I think it's great. And then all of a sudden I want cat videos, AI cat videos where it's a dramatic story, and it's so dramatic, I'm so into it, right? Then all of a sudden I'm getting served those things. So TikTok kind of perfected that, and what you're seeing is that kind of that's primed everybody for how they're using social media. It isn't about the follower anymore. It is about the type of content and keeping the content flowing, making it easy to consume, making it entertaining. And by entertaining, you can still have content about a promotion and it be entertaining. What is falling flat is these simple images. There's a promotion, OBC, whatever, whatever, right? Those types of graphics are not getting as much. It still works. It's better than nothing, but it's not getting as much play as an advisor standing, having the promotion behind them, and the advisor saying, "Guys, this only happens once a year. You need please talk to me because this is a great opportunity for you to experience sandals Ochi." Something. I'm just grabbing random things, right? Because what's happening there is I'm connecting with a human. It's brought to life. The promotion's been brought to life. So the people who are winning right now on social media, and it this is the case. People who are winning on social media are not the ones with the most followers. It's the ones who are making that human connection with their content, and they're being very consistent about their delivery of the content. So keep keep on going live, Facebook Live and Instagram Live, TikTok Live. These are things that work for brands. I was sharing with our Spark Society, which is our Disney destinations focused member hub. I was sharing with them that through watching TikTok, all of a sudden I got into a rabbit hole around advisors who were focused on Disney destinations. And what these advisors were doing is just going live from their home office or their living room and they were just talking. They were saying, "Hey, I am an expert in Disney destinations, and let's. My clients go on all these trips to Disney, and I've got all the tips, and we're just going to talk about it here." So they kind of have like a fireside chat about talking about Disney destinations, and it's so entertaining. Even if I'm not looking for a Disney vacation, I am so entertained that I'm tuned in, and then that person keeps showing up on my feed. So really what you're trying to do through creating content is, increase your discoverability. That's the thing that is going to serve you the most, is create the content that is going to become part of that stream that someone gets served on a regular basis. And then if they do follow you, and they might not, if they do follow you, then they're going to get that content, right? But for the most part, I wouldn't worry about your follower count. I would just worry about how can you tell the story of a promotion or a destination focus or your speciality focus. How can you tell that in a way that's entertaining and authentic for you? Doesn't have to be highly. It doesn't have to be overproduced. It just needs to be how it's what it's like to talk to you. Me talking to you right now from my garage on a Saturday, this is me, right? I flub my words. My mouth is dry. I don't know. Like it's that it is authentically me. That's exactly what you can do. And you could be funnier, you could be more vivacious, you could be more dry. It doesn't matter. Just be you, right? Okay. I hope that helps. Um and also the thing about your personal page, I just want to say, Jamie, uh, you have all these followers on your personal page. Uh, it is very hard to get people to jump over away from your personal page and then to start consuming content over on a business page. It's very hard. I've tried to do it over and over again. So today I have a business page, I have my personal page, and most of the time I'm putting similar content on both. And that works for me because at the end of the day, the things that I'm talking about are things that I want my friends and family to see, right? And because even when I'm talking about things that I'm promoting, they're things that I want them to know I'm doing. I'm not trying to sell to them. I'm wanting them to be aware of what's in my life. So maybe look at your approach to the content that you're creating, to see what feels right to maybe post some of that content, maybe not all of it, post some of that content on your personal page. All right, let's see what else we've got. I've got just a few more moments here. Um, let's see. There's a lot of look at this. So Stephanie's wanting to know about World 26. All that information will come out soon. Erica is working on it right now, but all that information will come out soon. I can't tell you what that is. Let's see. Man, you guys love this. Uh, Let's see. Oh, Christine, you know what this at first I thought you were having a go at me because I like to have different outfits, but I love Christine's got a follow-up question on her podcast. She said, "Would you change outfits and hair and makeup for all 16 episodes?" No, I would not. And Christine, look at some of the podcast clips that you see on TikTok or Instagram. You'll notice that, a lot of the clips, well, a lot of the clips are coming from the same episode, but, you'll notice that, it could be several episodes, and most of the ones that we're seeing on TikTok, I'm sure you are seeing the same things I am. They're much longer shows, very produced shows, but you will notice that, back-to-back episodes, they are in the same outfits. So, that's just something that, that I think, oops, what's happening here? I've got oh, we've got so guys, I said I was doing a TikTok live with this, and now because we were live so long, it's wanting me to do a drag and drop the puzzle so it knows that I'm still alive. I guess that prevents people from just like setting up a camera and then walking away. I'm here. I'm here, TikTok. Sorry. So going back to the question. Would you change outfits? You do not need to change outfits, especially if you're doing short episodes. If you were doing longer episodes, Christine, I would say, hey, it's worthwhile, right? It's an opportunity for you to look different, just to play with it a little bit more. But if you're doing short episodes, I think you do all 16 episodes with one look, and that's absolutely fine. Now, the next season, after you get your groove, you might wanna change things up all the time, but I would not focus on the aesthetics for anything. I love good lighting. I love great audio. Audio is very important for a podcast. You wanna make sure you have clean audio, but I love great backgrounds, right? But always, always the content comes first, and I know you can deliver that content all day, every day, so I know you're good with that. I'd let the outfits and the hair and makeup, I'd let that, be set that on the side burner until you get to episode, or season 2. How about? Yeah? Maybe? Let's see here. Let's see. My goodness. Let's see. Christine said, again on the podcast thing, this is a great topic. I'm glad that you brought this up. Can you use YouTube as the video element and distribute that to podcast channels? So YouTube will act as a, a that podcast environment for the video. I don't think you can take the video feed from YouTube. That's an answer I don't know I don't know the answer to that, because when I have distributed my podcast, I've always done audio, and then I did YouTube was where just episodes lived, and there was a playlist that was specific, or I created a separate YouTube channel for the podcast. I I don't know the answer to that, and that would be something that, let me get an answer for you on that, because that I think would be good information. Erica, if I don't, can you help me remember that? Because even if you could Teams me a message just to make sure I don't forget, that would be awesome, because I don't have pen and paper here, because I really would like that answer, especially even as our team is creating podcasts, video casts. I'd like to make sure that we can do that. All right, guys, I'm getting to the end here. Man, it's so good to see you guys talking away. Um, all right, Emma, you said you're having a hard time finding the marketing playbooks. Emma, that can't be so. It cannot be so. If you type in marketing playbooks and you don't find it, that can't be so. So I'm going to make sure that Chris gets with you. Chris Lucretia, he's the one that puts together all of our marketing playbooks. So, Emma, I am going to make sure that we have a better way for you to find the marketing playbooks. I will tell you one thing I do know is we are making a home page within WorldVia Pro for all the marketing playbooks. So that will definitely make it easier. But today, you should be able to find them by searching, just typing in marketing playbooks, but we'll find out. All right, guys, I am at my time. I was gonna do a 1 hour episode today, but you guys still have a lot of questions, and I love seeing it. So how about this? I'm gonna wrap up here. Uh, is there anything that we talked about today that you are going to approach this week? Drop that into the chat. I love when something that we talk about, even if it's not exactly what we talk about, is something that you're like, oh, that's a thing. I'm going to do that this week. Drop that down in the chat. I'd love to kind of do a quick fire at the very end. But I want to thank you for joining me today. I will be back next week, and I we've got a whole series of topics for the rest of the year. I do love these Ask Me Anythings, especially just hearing what's on your mind right now. And I love Christine. Thank you. More people should do a podcast. I'm gonna make sure we get that information, and also maybe some guides on how to start a podcast, because I think that it's definitely within reach for so many people. But we will be back on track with set lessons for each weekend session. But if there is something that you have a question about, or you want a resource for, you want to see if there's a resource that we already have, please email me, Joshua at worldvia.com. I'm happy to help, or our team is happy to help. And also that Facebook group. Remember that Facebook group, just go to Facebook and search for Travel Marketeers, and you can find us there and join in the chat and participate in the community, because together we're going to we're going to change the face of the travel industry, right? There's so many new travelers coming into our stream, and they're going to find us with really good marketing. They are going to stay with us because of our expertise and the way we deliver service. It is the circle of life. It is the flywheel of life. All right, I'm going to do a quick round on what everybody's going to do, get started with this week. And let's see, Christine learned a lot to get started on the podcast and the marketing playbook info. Thank you so much, and TM to you all today. Love it. Jennifer, loving the podcast stuff. She wants to start one. Been thinking about it. Let's see, more people talking about not being able to find the marketing playbooks. Not really happy with that, but you know what? I bet you will hear a lot about that on the all call this week. And Anthony, good to see you, one of our WorldVia brand ambassadors with TM. Great to see you here, Anthony, and thanks for being such a big part of World 25. It was so good to see you there. All right, and lots of thank yous, and just thank you right back to you, and a big TM. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic weekend. I am on my way tomorrow to Napa, and maybe I'll be sharing some of my the little hijinks I get up into. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. All right. Take care of yourself, and I will see you real soon. Thanks for joining us, travel marketeers. See you soon. Bye.